So Luke is doing a final inspection of the stove, making sure that all the insulation is in the right spot. Packed rock wool all around the chambers that won't be accessible to the vermiculite. You should be wearing a mask when you're doing that. I just got some dust. And then the rest of the vermiculite will go back down in these cavities. Now, I don't know where I left off, but this unit, all that leveling and stuff I did earlier was completely in vain. It's a little bit tricky, and there must be some tricks or techniques there that come with making sure you try to get this top and this top level perpendicular with each other. All these bolts are able to sort of loosen and this stuff move independently. This rack here is to tip this. The bolts underneath here and the plate can be tightened up on there. All the gaskets go in around the chamber between here. I doubled up on it because I don't know, there is a little bit of gap. But once the vermiculite is in there, it'll probably hold all the insulation in. But I can't get this thing to get perpendicular to each other. So I got it close on this side. This one here is still out a little bit. I'm going to try. Hey, get out of there! Yes, dog. She's taking out my insulation. Stay. No. Sorry about that. Luca, get back. Okay, you've done your job here. Stay back. Quit it. So I'm going to start basically my reassemble. On the back plate of the stove front, you need to put all the bolts back on the box that the burner goes into and reseal it up here. The chrome spacers will eventually go in here, and those get bolted on with these bolts that go into here, that go in from here like that. And I don't know if you tighten them from here or back in here, but I'll figure that out once I get there. So while you're putting this thing together, the front of the stoves here get squished and bolted together here to create a seal. The burner down here bolts through here, through these 4 holes with these bolts. One side has a half a washer, the other one doesn't. That gets bolted through these bolts here on the hot box to create a seal here. So it's it kind of all tightens up as you put it together. And frankly, I'm just guessing after pulling it apart, putting it back together, pulling it apart, thinking that I have a pretty good idea where everything goes. Thermostat. One thermostat goes in here for the element on the front of the stove. The other thermostat from the burner, which is this wire here, right here. This thermostat gets threaded up through here into this tube from the control box. And it gets mounted right into there. So that tells you the temperature of the oven. And the other one tells you the exterior temperature of the oven. So you can have a glance where this one works, the one that below works the burner. And this one tells you the temperature of the stove. I think for now that's about it. I'm going to keep assembling it and trying to get all these other bolts back in. There are a couple of adjustment bolts here that connect to the plate here and here, and that kind of moves that plate a little forward and backwards. Then under here there's 3 screws that connect to this plate and this plate. Where is that? Right here. There's a screw here and a screw here and one on the other side. And that, you can adjust those screws to bring this side up and that side up, or this side down and that side. So you can kind of level it a little bit. But I think I have to do a little bit more of that leveling after I have every component bolted together without being too tight, and then doing those fine adjustments from there. But other than that, I'm at a loss. So I might have to loosen this bolt in order to adjust those 3 bolts there to change the direction and the levelness of that. But anyways, that's where we're at for now. It's a piece of marvel engineering, and I hope it goes together as easy as I just described.